Welcome to your first lesson of Phase 2, Mental Resilience. In less than 7 minutes, you will understand what motivation can and cannot do, and why discipline is the real game changer. You will know where real growth happens and why connecting your identity to your actions will help you achieve your goals. Motivation is one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal development. We naively think that all we have to do is find our passion or set a really desirable goal, then everything will come naturally from there. We believe motivation will show up like a magic burst of energy that will push us into action and keep us there. But here's the truth. Even when you find something you love doing or strive for a goal that means a lot to you, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes based on how you feel, how you slept, or whether you had a good day. So if you merely rely on motivation, you'll get inconsistent results. Building mental strength begins when you understand that motivation is a bonus, not the foundation. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. It's a tool you need to apply when motivation fails you, because it will. And that's why the ability to consistently move forward and continuously create results come from discipline. And discipline is not about perfection. It's about integrity, doing what you said you would, even when it's inconvenient, even when you don't feel like it. Because not only does that build self-confidence, self-respect, and momentum, it builds trust in yourself. And the man who keeps his promises to himself becomes unstoppable. When you know you can trust you, you become a powerhouse. A great place to practice using your mental strength is when you exercise and push through those last reps in the gym. Run that extra kilometer or finish your workout when your body just wants to quit. Because you're not only building physical strength, you're building mental strength. The discomfort you feel when you push isn't a sign to stop. It's a signal that you're entering your growth zone. And that's where change happens. You've probably heard the saying, growth rarely happens inside your comfort zone. That may be simplified, but the core idea is true. Just outside your comfort zone is what psychologists call the zone of proximal development. That's a sweet spot for learning and growth. Mental strength helps you explore this zone, and you can help yourself even more by getting the storytelling right, by controlling your inner dialogue. You need to embrace the feeling of leaving your comfort zone by telling yourself that now you're growing. Now you're actually creating results and setting yourself up for success. I have a good friend who loves the pain in the last reps because to him, that means he's getting the full reward of his workouts. Discipline is what lets you step into the zone of proximal development again and again. And over time, your capacity grows. What used to be your limit becomes your new normal. It becomes who you are. And speaking of who you are, it's incredibly helpful to connect what you do to your identity. So instead of thinking, I want to work out, think, I am the kind of man who takes care of my body and my mind. When your actions align with your identity, consistency comes naturally because what you do is who you are. I have personally stayed fit my entire adult life because exercise is not just something I do, it's part of who I am. And when I work out, I push hard because that's also who I am. I am a fighter. Psychologists call this identity-based behavior. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says that true change happens when your habits reinforce who you believe yourself to be. So be aware of how you see yourself, because that will either drive you towards who you want to be or keep you locked in who you don't want. Regardless of the image you have of yourself, mental strength is needed to get started. But once you've made your behavior a habit, it becomes easier. And the fact is that good habits give you an easy life and bad habits give you a hard life. Luckily, you can control your habits, and I'll touch more extensively on habits in the next lesson.